Hey guys, welcome to my page again. Today we'll be designing something very interesting and simple. I'll be teaching you guys how to design your color guide and also styling it on Figma for every UI project you want to create. So the first thing I need you to know is the fact that for you to design your color style, you need to have it at the back of your mind that we we have eight colors for every Figma project. Yes, eight colors. And you can always see these eight colors flying around representing different things in every Figma design or in every UI design you see anywhere, probably on your phone, on Pinterest or any other platform. So what are these eight colors? These eight colors are subdivided into three categories or three groups. We have the alert colors, we have the natural colors, and we have the brand colors. Let's dive into it, guys. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a frame. Tap F on your keyboard. Just create a normal frame which is big enough to hold your colors. Then the second thing I'm going to do is, this is just a personal preference anyway. I'll tap T on my keyboard and I'll just write color guide. Yes. Then I want to reduce the opacity. I don't like that shouting at me, so I can reduce the opacity to 8%. Yep. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to create my color guide and I'm also going to style them. So let's quickly create the color guide. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create rectangles for my colors. Okay, so tap R on your keyboard for rectangle. You can just draw a small rectangle here. I want to give it a corner radius. So like I said we have 8 colors for every Figma project or every UI project. So these are 8 rectangles here. So I'm going to divide them into 3 categories. We have 3 at the top, we have 3 next, and we have the last 2. We have the last 2 right under here. Okay. So like I said, the first 3 colors are going to be my natural colors. Yes. So yeah. So these first 3 are going to be my natural colors. After that, I have my alert colors and I also have my brand colors. So I'm going to take you guys through the process. Okay, good. Okay, good. So what are the natural colors now, or natural shades? When we talk about natural colors or natural shades, your natural colors are those colors that represent nature in your design. For example, when you're designing a light mode, obviously your background is going to be white and your text is going to be black on top, just like what you can see right here. So this white background is a natural color or shade representing the daytime. The black represents the night time, and we have the one in the middle which represents gray shade, right? So the first one should automatically be white. The second one is black, which is for your text, but in dark mode that is inverse. Of course, you have a dark background and white text on top, and this last one will be the gray shade, which we mostly use for our subtext, right? And the alert colors now are those colors that we use to alert our users when we are designing or in our various products. And what are those alert colors? We have the green for the success mode, the red for the error state, and the yellow for the notification or warning state. So this is going to be my green for the success state. Then I have the next one as red which is going to be for the error state, and this will be the yellow for the warning state or notification alert. Cool. So how do we get our brand colors? This is very, very easy, and I'll try to make it as short as possible. So we mostly have two brand colors in most cases, which are always the primary and the secondary color. As we all know, the primary color is the main color of the brand or the company, while the secondary color is the assisting color of the company. So there is what we call 60-30-10 ratio. So 60% of the primary color, 30% of the secondary color, and 10% of a natural shade. Yeah, like we all know, UBA uses red, Zenith Bank uses red, GT Bank uses orange as their primary color, and they also have assisting colors, which are their secondary colors, and most of them use white as a secondary color. So the primary color in most cases is always given by the client or the company. I mean, they will tell you this is our brand color. We want you to design something nice. But in case they didn't give you the primary color, what do you do? What I do most times is I dash to Google. While once I get to Google, I ask Google, because colors are associated with different meanings, right? Blue represents reliance, trust. Um, Black represents masculinity, pride. Purple represents royalty. Pink represents sex, femininity. White represents purity, innocence, and all that. So it depends on the niche you are designing for and the brand you are designing for that determines your primary color. So in this case, I'm just going to choose blue as my primary color. Here, I have this blue as my primary color. And for my secondary color, I'm just going to choose, let's say orange here for my secondary color. So this is how to get your color guide. And in case you are confused on how to get your secondary color, you can quickly check colors.co. You can quickly check colors.co. And what this site does for you is that it's going to give you a compatible secondary color to your primary color. So after selecting your primary color, the next thing you do is come down here. Since I'm using blue as my primary color, search for that primary color here, then tap your escape key. So it's going to show you the color palettes that have different shades of blue. So you can choose any blue you want from here, and also choose the secondary color from the same palette you're choosing your primary color from. So every color in this palette are very compatible with each other. So I love this blue. I'll just click on this blue to copy the X code. I'll come back to my Figma. I'll just correct this one, paste your X code here and tap your enter key. That's my primary color. Then I'll come back to my colors to pick my secondary color. I would love to use this orange as my secondary color. So come back here, also correct this one to get the secondary color. So now I have perfect combination for my primary and secondary color. So that is how to set up your color guide. So how do we style our colors? It's very, very easy. The first thing you have to do is you have to rename all these colors one after the other. So I'll click on this. I'll rename it by pressing Ctrl R for rename, or just double click on this name here to make it editable. But I love using shortcuts, of course. So I'll tap Ctrl R and I name it white. Click on the black, Ctrl R again, black, then do the same thing for here, gray. This one also, green, red, yellow, and the last two, I'll name this one as my primary color and name this as my secondary color. Yeah, so after renaming everything, the next thing I'll do now is just highlight all the colors, drag your cursor over all the colors, then you style them using a plugin named Styler. So how do we open this plugin? Tap Ctrl// on your keyboard to open this dialog box. Click on plugins and widgets, then search for the plugin Styler. Yes, once you search for Styler, it's going to bring out the plugin for you. Then you click on the Styler here and generate styles. So once you click on generate styles, you guys can see it's loading already. It's loading up my color styles. and once it's done, it tells you that it has created 8 new styles for you. So to confirm if you've successfully created the color styles, click outside on an empty space on your Figma file. Then you are going to see all the color guide that you have created and styled here on the right hand side. So that is how to create your color guide and also how to style it. Thank you for staying with me on this one, guys. I will see you guys in